Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Christian from Berlin. Do you know the feeling that your blues scale after a while sounds kind of boring, always the same, no more ideas? That's what this lesson is for. Give you an inspiration to bring the blues scale alive. The best thing, it works for blues and boogie woogie depending on the tempo you choose. So it's also from easy to advanced. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Helps my channel to grow. Makes me feel happy. Let's go. All blues piano runs can be played in an easy fashion, slower, or are also suitable for uptempo like boogie woogie or uptempo blues. Example number 1, fast. In slow or mid-tempo. All examples can be played over the 4 and 5 chord. Or 5 to 4. Okay, basic idea of this lesson is we do not want to go from A to B in a direct fashion, just playing the blues scale up and down like so many do. Like when we go shopping, we want to look good on the way. We do little twists and turns to make it sound interesting. And with these longer patterns, always pay attention where a pattern repeats. That makes it so much easier to recall. Let's start here, 5th finger on the E flat, and we repeat this already. So easy to remember. Then 4th finger on the G flat, very important. We go down the blues scale from the here. Oversetting, this is the most important point. Remember, always oversetting. And here we are where we were 1 octave higher. And it's again the blues scale bit starting from the G flat. Oversetting and 5th on the E flat. One more time. Going back, a little turn. You see? And fast. In F. Or in slow. Oh yes, this is quite a long line and with some little difficulties in it, but hey, you can master it because you know it must be blues scale. So the notes are easy. What we do is we give it a little kick in the beginning with an octave. Nobody said we must play only one note of the blues scale at a time. So what you do with your husband if he doesn't want to go shopping, you give him a push. That's what we want to do. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 to end. Let's have a look at this first, because what you do if you walk and there's a water puddle, you jump over it. The water puddle is the G. It's a very attractive tour in blues scale down to skip the G. Just jump the water puddle and then you go on. And then, hey, it's just straight blues scale until the E. And then we realized we lost our wallet on the C. We jump back. And then we play this. Let's first have the first part again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 to end. And 4 and 1 and 2 to end. And I have a very pleasant surprise for you. From here, you can just, you can whatever you want to do with the rest of these 3 fingers, maybe cook a meal, these 2 fingers are only needed. Wonderful for you. And then we can even go again with 2 fingers. Okay, now pay attention. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 wallet and going home. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 wallet and going home. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 wallet. Yes, I'm basically infamous for my bizarre, nonsensical, silly metaphors. But hey, that's the charm of my channel, somebody said. I'm not so sure, but thank you. Okay, now as I said, you can play this also on F, and it's a wonderful, interesting line, and this makes all the difference, puts an accent, puts a statement in the beginning. Or and don't do this at home. Now the next one is one of those pearls that make you sound better than you actually are and make you sound even more creative than you actually are, because we do something very special with the scale. I play it first. Do, 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 ba, da, da, da. In slow, maybe here for some warmth. Trill if you dare. And of course again on F7 and G7. And so on. Now, the structure is fabulous. Well, first, this time we give a kick, again, an octave kick, but this time in the back. Yeah, you know what a kick in the back can cause, euphoria. So, but what do we play in the beginning? And have a look at this structure. We have the C. Now we go to the E flat, back to C, F, F sharp, C, G, C, B flat, C, C. We just go up the blues scale with the wiggle of the wrist, having the thumb as the rhythmic counterpart. So it sounds busier and technically harder than it is because we just we go up the blues scale. And this is much easier to play fast than doing this with different notes, but we just have to have the thumb in place. Now we put it on the left hand because it seems a little bit rhythmically shifted, but just remember it's always going in triplets, bop, 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 next note, next note, next note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Kick in the butt. May I say so? Please, YouTube, don't take me down. Kick from behind. That's much more gentlemanlike. And this is one of those wonderful things, because you just have to shake your hands. You can easily speed this up at least to mid-tempo. You see? And then okay, in the next example, I'm going to break my own rules, meaning don't just get from A to B in a straight line. Listen first, then I explain. To do it first in slow. In fast. So where am I, contradicting my own principles, not to go from A to B in a straight line? Because that's what I did. Under this is just a blues scale line down. Didn't I say look good, make turns? Well, I added something that I mentioned already in my past example. We go from and we go down the blues scale, but every G flat we add a C. And what we achieve? Grit and clash. So it adds substance, it adds bluesiness to it. We go down the blues scale even more. We repeat just the pattern, and on the next G flat we add the clash again. And suddenly it gains bluesiness. And what I did on top of that, I think many teachers, they just show you a line. Yeah, that's it. That's a line. But they don't tell you, add a little finish. It doesn't have to be much, but it will elevate your blues scale lick 1 or 2 or even 9.5 levels if you catch it a little bit with just something in the end. That makes it so much more musical. Okay, let's have a look again. We go blues scale down. We start with an upbeat, always great, and go blues scale 3, 2, 1, the fingering, oversetting, clash, G flat C, go down, second finger. There's not much hard fingering in this way. Clash. And since it's a repeating pattern, it's easy to remember and easy to speed up, and it will sound great. So now in the end, I added this standard little chord pattern if you want. So from the E flat and the A to the E and the C. And it really frames the whole thing. Now I'll repeat the whole thing. Clash, clash, finish. Clash, clash, again. 1, clash, clash. And you will soon find out that the fingering and the repetition makes it so easy that you want to speed it up. And that makes it fun. And if you want a little hint, if you want to play this on the 4, do the same, but instead of you play, it stays on the E flat. This doesn't go to E, otherwise it's the same. If you have smaller hands, you play it like this. And did I mention you can play all this stuff also on the 5 chord? You can even play with a turnaround here. Yeah. Now, before I show you the Snake Deluxe, let me inform you that I have sheet music. 30 ways of playing the blues scale. Easy. If you are interested, it's linked under the video in the description box. And I did an in-depth lesson for my Patreons for investigating blues scale stuff in the key of G. So join my Patreon, have a look at the video. So if you're interested, the link is also under the video in the description box. In slow. Now, why do I call this the Snake Deluxe pattern? Because the underlying pattern is what I call the snake. It's just crawling down like a snake would on your piano keys. But why is it deluxe? Well, I started on a different key. I started on the E flat and, upbeat and then I add a crunch note, the C on top. And it's a fantastic pattern because it's easy to accelerate because the finger setting is just so wonderful. It just takes you 3 fingers, the strong raptor fingers, as I say, like goes to the next note of the blues scale, next note of the blues scale, and here we briefly interrupt this pattern, play the E flat and the C, and then we go repeat it and play crunch note. Now with the left hand together. And again. Again. Stays the same on F. And you will see already very shortly you can speed it up and then you play it on G. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you took away something, if you like my way of teaching, please consider subscribing. It's win-win. For YouTube creators, subscribers are their gold. And you don't miss another tutorial. Have a great day. Bye from Berlin.